Why do men love desperate women? This is simple. You make the game easier on them. When you are desperate, everything that you do in terms of dating, your standards are down, and men love that. Men love a woman with a low standard because all they want from the get-go initially, they don't want any type of responsibilities. So therefore, if you lower your standard, or you're helping them out, so they're attracted to that. They really love that. And because the male nature, they're actually looking for that on the daily basis. The only time they don't want a desperate woman is when they want to find the one meaning the one that they want to marry, they want to be with forever. They are forever woman. They don't want those characteristics to be part of her. Okay, desperation, because they are going to say, well, if you are desperate with me, how many men have you been desperate with? If you ever let your guard down, how many men have you let your guard down around? Men like to feel special. They want to be your unique experience in that manner. They want to stand out. They don't want to belong to the crowd. They want to stand out. They want to be the first. If preferably, all men would like to be the first, if they could. Okay, how you call it? Yeah, if they could, they would like to be your first experience, and they do not want you to have any other experience outside of them, because they hate to compare themselves to the masses. They want to feel special. Everyone wants to feel special, but a man want to feel more special than a woman does, because of the way they are mentally built. Mentally, they like to possess a woman, which sounds really bad, like possess. No, it may come out bad, but maybe you can put in that word, possess, own. Okay, even though a woman is no one's property, but that is the nature of a man. If they could express it without being judged, they would like to own you. You don't understand? Yeah, I know it's harsh, but this is the male nature. Okay, they would like to. They don't want anyone to give you. They don't want you to think of any other previous experiences but them. They want to be your only experience, because they would like that the king. How you call it? They want the bigger than life type of appearance. Okay, they want to be bigger than life, even within your own life. Okay, they want to stand out, not belong. So therefore, desperate woman can only make that job, if it is a job, or that assignment, very easy on them, and they really love that. But you, the desperate woman, are at the advantage, because as desperate as you are, sometimes you may not be aware of it. You may not be aware of it. You may say, well, this is just my ways. This is how I do this. But then you are getting the short end of the stick, because as desperate as you are, you may want something serious from this man. You want a serious relationship. You want him to commit to you. You want him to make you the one. But this commitment is not going to come your way. Unfortunately, it will go to the woman that isn't desperate. It's going to go to the woman that isn't even looking for this man, that this man is going to sort out and sacrifice his life to. As simple as that. He's going to give everything to this woman, because this woman is different. What isn't desperate stand out, and that goes with life. Okay, anything that is free is not worth pursuing. Since you are desperate, you are not worth pursuing by this man. No, you are not. Okay, desperate people don't get pursued by men. Desperate people get used by men, meaning desperate women, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you only get used by them. And if I were to play the devil's advocate, you have no one to blame but yourself. Okay, the men have every right to use you if you don't know your own value, if you are desperate, if you don't understand them, if you think that your physicality or your outward appearance, okay, your physical characteristic is enough to land him, or is enough for him to sacrifice, his earnings, his life love, or I don't know, it's a life love thing, or his emotional being for you. just because you're a woman. Being a woman isn't enough to keep a man, by the way. Just because you're a woman, it doesn't mean this will be enough to keep him. That's not how it works. Okay? Being a woman who isn't smart, usually it's hard for you to keep a man. You can get the attention of a man, you can keep the attention of a man, but you cannot get the dedication, the commitment, and the monetary value or lifetime monetary value, companionship value like a man of a man. You will not. You will not. But if that is what you're looking for, then your approach is definitely what you have to look into. Your approach of a man and your views of men. It all starts within your mind. How you're approaching this. What makes you think this way or your way, your desperation is going to, keep a man? It's going to have them come around. Multitude of them will definitely come around, and the reason why they're coming around because men like the road of least resistance. Like, you make it easy on them, okay, well, I can get my rocks off this woman and I don't need to bring anything to the table. All right, she doesn't need commitment. Well, because when you are desperate as a woman, you are giving that illusion to men that you don't need commitment. So he's like, well, she doesn't need commitment, and how you call it? She's willing to give me everything. Oh my God, this is great. This is great, of course, indeed. But it's not good for you, because deeply inside you are just putting on this false facade just to get the attention of a man. You want quick attention. You feed off the attention. You feed off the male attention. And I'm sure, I won't be surprised if you, this type of woman will go around town saying that she is the most popular girl in town. She is so beautiful. All the men want her. Oh my God. I don't care if you have a godlike personality. What I'm telling you here is that too much attention may be bad attention. You are getting this attention, because it stems from being an easy girl. It stems from being a desperate girl. It stems from being the girl that cannot live her life without the male attention, which is a bad thing, okay? I say too much of anything is more. I keep telling you guys on my channel that I am not a psychologist. I am not a coach. I'm just someone telling you about life. I would like to say, if you need too much of a male attention to this extent, you might have to seek help. Simple as that. Okay, because it may be deeply rooted. That's why you are seeking and wanting the male attention to this extent. To a desperate point, because anything desperate, you are compromising yourself to be this desperate. There has to be some level of compromise, and the level of compromise of a desperate woman is unbeatable, meaning that it's very not surprising, but it's hard to understand. And also, beauty has nothing to do with this, if I have to be honest. You can be the most beautiful woman. Like I say, beauty doesn't keep a man. What keeps a man is your mind. Your beauty is going to attract him. He, of course, who doesn't want a beautiful woman? And men are 99.9% visual. Why wouldn't they want you? That's my question. Why wouldn't he or they want you? Your beauty is not going to be enough to keep him. Honestly speaking, your beauty will not keep this man, to be honest. Okay? What is going to keep him is your mind, the person that you are. Yes, make yourself look beautiful, attractive. You have to have the beauty to attract them, but to keep them is a different whole game. Attracting, yeah, but most women do attract a man, but the caliber of men that they attract differs. Meaning, based on the woman, the type of man that is going to approach you might differs based on where you work and your life circle. Okay, now that everyone is doing online dating, which is the easiest platform to meet now. Actually, the conventional ways of meeting is running obsolete, and the reason differs. Okay, so therefore, online dating are like the well, I don't want to say the best places, but are the favored places where people do prefer to meet. Okay, because it's easier. It gives the delusion of having more options. Okay, the scrolling effect, or the matching, the scrolling, the unmatching. It just, yeah, it's easier. It is the new generation. Okay, it's like, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's where people meet. But my question here is that the male attention is cheap. If you are basing your worth because you get too much male attention, I would say you're doing something very wrong within your life to be getting too much attention from men like that. Okay, because there has to be some reason as why you're getting too much male attention. You may be inviting the wrong man into your life, the low-hanging fruit, so therefore you will definitely get the attention. So my thing is, you want to be precise, place yourself at places where you want the right attention from the right man, which doesn't stem from a point of desperation. Okay, a desperate woman, I would say, is endangering her life. Okay, because you may make a lot of mistakes that a non-desperate woman, you are already making the mistake that a non-desperate woman would avoid. Okay, a non-desperate woman will not make the mistake that you are making, because obviously you're not thinking properly. Okay, it all stems from the mind. Your mindset is wrong, but no one will tell you or convince you so. Okay, you're locked in. And the men feed off this energy, because men feed off female energy. They need it. Either you're a desperate woman or not, they need that energy to feel manly. They need that energy to be how you call it, to feel mature, to feel like macho, manly. I am the one. I am. It's primal. It's primal. Okay, it's primal. They don't need to fight for it. It's free. Oh God, go for it. They will go for it. They won't let that opportunity slip. Like, I got you. You shall be on my roster. Okay. He may have you and have his main woman, and people will say that is wrong. Who are you to be judging people to that extent? I keep telling you guys that I hate to judge people and what people decide to do with their lives, especially between the sheets. I am a nobody to judge them, because we all have skeleton in our closet. Okay, mine may be bigger than yours in terms of skeleton. You don't know what I do with my life or my private life. You don't know that. So therefore, it's like, be very mindful of these men that want to feed off desperate women. You should be able to sniff that, meaning don't be desperate. And when you see a man that is used to desperate women, the way he moves is going to differ, meaning he is going to expect most women to be desperate, because he has been dealing with a lot of desperate women. So therefore, the way he moves is going to be a very, very fast, very matter of fact, like, okay, we are only banging, right? Okay, he is going to seek friends with benefit. He will seek a relationship that doesn't have a meaning. That's how you detect a man who is used to dealing with desperate women, women that did not require any type of responsibility or commitment from him, women that just accepted him the way he is without any type of responsibility or commitment. These type of men will tell you that they've never been in a relationship. They don't even know how relationship works, or they're going to give you an excuse of, well, I am very unlucky. Most of the women I have met did not want to be within a committed relationship. So therefore, it is your clue. A man stating that he has never been within a committed relationship shouldn't be a red flag, okay, based off his age. If he's younger, if he is younger, then it shouldn't be a red flag. But if he is on the older side of life, then it should be a red flag, because you would say, well, unless you were focusing on becoming a doctor or an astronaut or something that requires you all your attention, that may not even give you the opportunity to want or to think of dating, unless that is the career path he was on, be mindful, proceed with caution, because an older gentleman who has never ever been within a committed relationship may have been in non-committed. That may be the only reason. Unless you met him a virgin, then that is understandable. Okay, those are the few circumstances. Unless he is a virgin, or he is young, or he was pursuing a career that was very, very demanding of his time, then I would understand. If those were not the cases, then I would say it is a red flag, and watch out for that. A man who moves so fast, Netflix and chill, come here, he doesn't take you out, doesn't want to know anything about you but what lies between your legs, then you need to be careful, honestly speaking. Desperate women are like a source of energy for men, okay? The wrong energy, but to a man, as long as he has nothing to give meaning his time, his earnings, his resources. We are talking about resources that he values. Okay, then everything is a go. This is a great deal. If he was looking for a deal, this would be the perfect deal. Okay, yeah. But outside of that, if I have to say, be mindful. Be very mindful. Every attention, every male attention doesn't signify the right attention. Be very mindful. I don't think you are all that mighty. No matter how beautiful you think you are as a woman, there's always going to be a more beautiful woman than you are. I hope that was humbling.